everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Diamantes. My co-host, Shy, is Bricky. He's going to be teaching us all about the most ridiculous aspects of this crazy, wild Warhammer 40k universe. But before he does, if you enjoyed today's podcast, consider heading over and supporting us on patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous, where you can get access to our Discord. You can get some really nice HD posters. There's a pretty nice insectoid female of the Tyranids that's just pretty chef's kiss, if you ask me. Shy, I'll put it up on the screen. You can see it yourself. But yeah, patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous if you want access to stuff like that. And yeah, Bricky, where can our lovely viewers find some lovely merch? Maybe a couple dice even.
A couple dice? That's not even just one dice. That's two dice. There could be 3 dice in there. You don't know how many dice that you're getting, except for the fact that you do, because it says on the site. But if you want to get Adeptus Ridiculous dice and merchandise, you can go over to orchidate.com. Link in the description. If you buy dice as well as an article of Adeptus Ridiculous clothing, you will get 15% off your order until the end of January, which is not much left. So you have only a couple days. By the next episode, that will be gone. Also, don't forget to read Twice the Dead King Reign. It's very, very, very good so far for February book club, but I don't want to get too hefty on that because we actually have a sponsor today, but this sponsor is a little bit more topical.
Ooh, yeah.
Today's episode is sponsored by Mini Wargaming, which, if you are a Warhammer fan, have probably heard of at some point. They're kind of like the OG, or the first really big battle report group pretty much on YouTube. They actually launched their own miniature line, also known as the Ravaged Star, or Armies of the Veil campaign. It's actual physical minis, no STLs for now, and they are shipping fully worldwide. Tons of inspirations were brought in, like Mortal Kombat, Vikings, obviously 40k, Thor, a bit of The Witcher in there. And you can use the minis as a ton of proxies for different games. D&D is a big one. 40k, of course, is a big one. That would be the one for me because there's a lot of great chaos stuff that I'd like to sub in for some of my Night Lords, Necromunda, even like Fallout and Star Wars. Honestly, they're all original sculpts. They have their own lore. They have their own names. It's its own thing. It's one of those types of deals where if you want to use it for a GW game like Warhammer, that's just subbing it in. It's not meant to be a entire replacement because, you know, copyright. Duh.
Oh, sure.
So if you'd like to check out their stuff, because we will be getting some ourselves, go ahead and check out the description. Again, it is the Ravaged Star Armies of the Veil, touched by Mini Wargaming. Go ahead and check out the description, give it a look-see, and I think, yeah, that's that. Thank you again, MWG. I'm pretty sure we'll be having one of you on the podcast at some point soon, where you can shill your stuff more, because that's what I would do.
That's a pretty cool name, Ravaged Star.
Ravaged Star, touched
like
by the Veil. Kind of has like the warp has like. All right, DK, my man, my friend.
Yes.
My
friends. That's nice.
My lad, my man in the room, my elephant in the jungle.
Wow.
My
now you call me fat?
My low-hanging fruit.
Well, sure.
My associate.
My associate, yeah.
My platonic business partner.
You gonna hit me with a quote? Is this the part where I fuck up a quote real bad?
It's time for the quote.
Oh boy, I've only gotten like 1 out of 6. I'm not hitting very well. My percentage is not great.
Dude, that's gonna be my record on an LVO. Oh, I forgot to mention, any of our viewers, if you are going to LVO, the Warhammer tournament, I will be there. You can say hello if you like and all that stuff. Just, you know, if I'm in the middle of a game, like, make it quick. Just be like, hey, nice to meet you. Then
Can
that's
I get a picture, Bricky? You're so famous.
No, shut up, DK.
Sign my boobs.
I don't want to take time from my opponent's game. Also, you say you're a Craftworld fan. I will kick you in the balls.
Oh,
unless you are, of course, a woman. And in that case, I'll kick you in the balls.
Nice, well done. Way to be inclusive. LVO, Las Vegas Open?
Yeah, Las Vegas
Is that what
Open.
that stands for? Okay, cool. Cool.
Is it Scott Pilgrim where he's like, kick her in the balls?
I don't know. I haven't seen Scott Pilgrim vs. the World in like a decade.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's
all
been
right.
a hot minute. Yeah.
Anyway, quote, Commissar, a worm. I'm 36 Terran years tomorrow, 20 years in the Guard, plucked directly from Cadia itself, praise upon its name. The God Emperor saw fit to test me against the horrors of his holy domain. I've dealt with the greenskins where their numbers blocked out the dirt, the unholy spawn of those undying machines, and phantom pain shoots through my arm despite it being one of those little critters' lunch. Nothing in this galaxy phases me anymore. Or at least so I thought. But let me tell you, Commissar, Emperor call me a liar if I don't love myself some damn good clussy.
Okay.
And
thanks.
yes, the entire quote I made up.
No, wow, no kidding, really? Yeah. Oh, really? Well, how? I thought it was canon that the guardsman loved his clussy.
Do you know what our topic is today, DK?
I have no idea. Tyranids. I don't know.
Are you fucking kidding me, DK?
No, I'm not. It's Tyranids.
Shia, how can you not know this?
It's Nids.
Clussy it's a meme, isn't it? Don't we know about that? Clown.
Oh.
DK, you're the clown here.
Oh, well, whatever.
DK, you're the fucking clown.
At least I didn't unironically use the term clussy.
It was...
Yeah,
fair.
I said it. Yeah.
Fair.
So what are we so what
Fair.
are we actually doing today, Bree?
We're doing Harlequins!
Yeah, I get it. I get your memes now. I get your memes now. Maybe if you were actually funny, I would have gotten it the first.
Holy shit.
That's harsh. That's
a little rough.
That's a little harsh.
Damn, it turns out the only joke here is me. Oh my god. We're doing Harlequins.
Let's go Harlequins. I'm excited about that, though.
The Eldar race we haven't talked about because the Inari don't count because it's like 3 people and one of them is a hoe.
Ooh, rough.
Yes.
Rough. That's.
But yes,
McGruff.
We're talking Rough McGruff Scoob. like Scoob. We're gonna go fight the Harlequin. We're gonna fight the Harlequin. Like Scoob, is that a gun?
I need to go Ultra Instinct Scoob. You know.
So the Harlequins, they are, of course, the other version of the Eldar that we know. We did in Craftworld. We have discussed. There's a picture of them killing Ultramarines.
Oh, nice! Now I'm invested in this episode.
Now you care. Harlequins are the final one now of the Eldari. They're known as also the Rillietann or Rillietann. It's like the Eldar lexicon name for them. But the Harlequins particularly are the keepers of the Black Library, and they are servants of the Eldar's laughing god, known as, there is literally no way to properly pronounce this.
Isn't it Cegorach or something?
Or some people call it Cegorach, or I don't know, something like that. I call it Cegorach, just because that's how I pronounce it. But laughing god Cegorach.
We have Cegorach.
We have Cegorach, yeah, top Cegorach. I always like that one. But they're the servants of the laughing god, keepers of the Black Library, and to them, there is truly no distinction between art and war. Like, war is art, and art can be war. They see it as one and the same. It's not like the Drukhari, where they commit war through, like, spectacles, like in the Olympic arenas, whatever they are, like the witch cults and stuff. Yeah. This is the idea that, like, no, it's not. They're not just doing war in like an artistic style. They believe war is art, and so that's why they dress the way they are. They are performers. They are performers in war. In fact, the basic Harlequin troop choice, as in like basic infantry person, is known as a player.
Okay.
because they are a player in the play.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
I do hate the game. Tau are coming out soon, and I'm gonna hate the game more.
Oh yeah, those railguns, eh? Should be real fun.
When the Eldar, way back when, in the Great Fall, turned their back on their gods, the gods themselves could do nothing about it. Like, each of their gods were kind of... It's like kind of the idea of like losing your faith, so to speak. Okay. And because they lost their faith, the Eldar gods kind of lost their power. So, like, the glow of the debauchery that the Eldar were growing up to, certain gods like Cain kind of raged in anger. The Smith, Vol, the Smith, kind of stopped, well, I think smithing. Isha, who's in Nurgle's cum jar, like, wept an ocean of tears. And even, what was his name? Ursion, the creator, because they always called themselves the Ursirai. Yeah, fucking Eldar.
Sure.
Looked like in this powerless feeling, right? Only Cegorach didn't give a shit. He just kind of looked at them and started laughing his ass off. He's like, oh, you fucking morons. Ah, you idiots. Ha ha ha. Oh, Darwinism is coming for you.
Well, he is the laughing god, so, I mean, it makes sense that he would look at it and laugh.
Cegorach is a weird thing, though, because he's the laughing god, but he's the Eldar's laughing god. So you kind of have to assume what the Eldar find funny.
Oh, it's probably super depraved and fucked up.
It's a common, like, he's like a laughing god, but he's like a horror god at the same time.
Yeah.
At least I kind of think of him like that, where the things that the Eldar find humorous, the jests, the jokes that they pull, he's like
pretty repulsive and pretty gross because it's the Eldar and they're all about excess. And if chances are the stuff that Cegorach finds funny is probably stuff that we find absolutely fucking repulsive.
Yeah, I can imagine Cegorach thinking like, "Oh, my troop tripped and fell, and he hit his funny-looking head on this fucking stone pylon that fell and crushed 5 orphans." Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, he probably would find that funny.
That kind of like it's. I'm using examples that may or may not be true, but I've always kind of seen him because Cegorach is not known well. He's weird and mysterious, so that's kind of the point. Yeah. But as a laughing god, I always just assume it's the Eldar's laughing god, and that changes it all.
Yeah, I go with you on that. That sounds reasonable.
So when Slaanesh was originally birthed, and it opened its enormous mouth to suck in all the souls of the Eldar, it also consumed their gods. Most of their gods, except for a couple. I think Isha is in Nurgle's jar, so not her, for example. And I think Cain is around, because they have the avatar of Cain, but Cegorach took their followers away before Slaanesh's arrival, somehow, and was able to...
We don't know how, it's just somehow he took them away, and it's just, they were safe.
It's a little... It's bizarre. It's very bizarre, because as we know, the first people who left before the fall were the Exodites, and they have laser dinosaurs. Then next were the Drukhari, who just hid in the webway the entire time anyway, and used the psychic defenses the webway had. And last were the Craftworlds, who created their giant arcs and flew away. However, some fled their doom. And the idea, we don't necessarily know how, but the worshippers of the laughing god took with them the quote-unquote seeds of Cegorach's vengeance, and would now find the bloody purpose in fighting the chaos to come. If there is an example of this, or how, I can't find it.
Okay.
I don't know how much is supposed to be explained. It says that here, the Eldari myth says that when Slaanesh fought with Cain, the laughing god escaped into the webway and hid amongst its myriad tunnels. I guess kind of like how the Drukhari hid in Kamara.
Yeah.
And the tale suggests that he remains there still unassailable, laughing at the Chaos Gods as he hatches bitter plans for revenge. So I guess he hid through the labyrinth of the webway. I guess he took some followers with him. But at the same time, the Drukhari kind of have like a pinky finger on them by Slaanesh, so I'm assuming that maybe they were so deep in the webway that they just didn't get hit.
Yeah. And then,
but that's, I guess.
I vaguely remember in a previous episode, doesn't Cegorach stop Harlequin souls from going to Slaanesh? Like, he just kind of grabs them before they can do that, or like he steals souls from Slaanesh's cookie jar or something?
Yeah, he takes them back. I think he actually, like, not necessarily barters, but fights Slaanesh there. It's like Slaanesh gets the soul, and he's like, rock, paper, scissors for me, doofus. Like, rock, paper,
the image
scissors.
of that is pretty great.
Just Cegorach and Slaanesh both like getting ready for a fucking rock, paper, scissors match. You know,
Yeah.
I'm imagining both of them doing that, but for some reason my mind immediately goes to some cringy ass fucking JoJo pose where they're both like hyper buff, like with their hand, with like a rock in their hand, like ready to fucking go.
What a weeb.
Dual disc.
Dual discs, yeah. They
Dual
pull out
disc.
their they pull out their Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's time to duel, and they duel for Harlequin souls.
Except all the is just like a honking sound from a clown nose.
It's time to...
Because they're Harlequins.
Because they're Harlequins.
I get it. Look at you, you funny guy.
Oh, I'm funny now? Have I redeemed myself?
Oh no, I was being sarcastic.
Oh, all right. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Go step on Legos.
Oh wow, that's harsh.
So Harlequins would want you to step on Legos now.
Yeah. Now, immediately. They'd think that was pretty funny, actually. So would Cegorach.
So he always thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
He does not think we are funny. We're too lowbrow.
Yeah.
But the Harlequins wage a never-ending war against the service of chaos for their laughing god. They're actually a nomadic race. So they actually don't have any particular place they stick around. They travel in these big war bands known as masques. MASQUE.
Okay.
And these war bands are comprised of things called troops. TROUPES. Troops.
I was about to say, they sound like they're a traveling troupe of entertainers.
Exactly. And they're led by a troop master. So these masks are they're actually, I mean, they use the word veil a little too much if I'm being totally honest. But they have the mask of dance without end, the mask of the dreaming shadow, the frozen stars, the leering moon, the midnight sorrow, the reaper's mirth, the silent shroud and shadow's mirage, the soaring spite and veiled path, winter sun and laughing circus.
Damn, those are cool names.
Yeah, weeping dawn, morning mist, but morning with a U.
The mist of morning.
Oh, it's so funny, clowns.
Hey.
Even though they're really more like demon jesters, if we're being totally honest. They're more jesters than they are clowns.
Their aesthetic makes me think way more of like demon jesters. Yeah.
They even have a guy called a death jester, which is the dude that Shai just posted.
Ooh, what a badass. He kind of looks like a subtle version of Maugan Ra, the Phoenix Lord.
He actually looks
Same
a lot
weapon.
like him. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very similar. The skeleton motif. If Maugan Ra had a trench coat, he would look like that.
Well, they both are Eldar, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but one's a Phoenix Lord and one's a
Death
clown.
Jester.
Yeah, a Death
Hey,
Jester. Ooh,
Death
Death
Jester.
Jester. That sounds horrifying. Like that's little kids' nightmares. Like you thought you were afraid of clowns. Hey, take a look at our Death Jester.
So the Harlequins strike very fast, and they retreat sometimes faster with all like this martial skill and this dance of war, right? Sometimes they're kind of like silent protectors. Sometimes entire systems or even like subspecies may have survived an entire demonic incursion, but they'll never know the Harlequins did it because they would pop out of the webway, just in a blink of an eye, hop out, murder a bunch of demons in this ballet, and then just retreat back in the webway. So they're very like, pop.
So the Harlequins are more specifically looking to fuck up chaos. They're here. I'm here to kill chaos.
I'm here to kill chaos.
Is that kind of their shtick?
That's entirely their shtick. I mean, they'll kill other things they gotta.
So if
Absolutely.
you were, say, a normie human outpost on a backwater planet where the Imperium would never come to help you, and say you got invaded by demons, if the Harlequins got wind of it, would they show up, kill the demons, and basically leave the humans to survive, or would they just kill everything?
It depends on what their seers tell them. Don't forget, Eldar have a bunch of witches and people that tell the future and shit.
They have far sights, right, with the binoculars. Yeah.
Oh, that's dumb. You're dumb.
Well, that's the meme picture that keeps
They're far
floating around.
seers. Sorry, far
Whatever.
seers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid fucking Eldar farseers. They train their whole lives when all I need is a pair of binoculars.
Yep. That's the meme. That's the meme.
Love my guard. Hate my Eldar. Not racist, just don't like them.
Just don't like them. Yep.
Simple
Although
as.
Harlequins sound super dope. I'm actually they sound really cool.
Oh, they get way cooler.
Oh, nice.
So the Harlequins are performers also in a practical sense. They travel to the other Exodite worlds, Drukhari craft worlds, and craft worlds and Kamarag itself, the Exodites, craft worlds, and the Drukhari to perform. In fact, they kind of do it as this idea of like this glue that holds them all together. They perform the dance and the plays of the fall itself. And the concept is that to kind of remind everyone what happened and keep this semblance of like unity between the species. Like, hey, we're different, but let's remember where we came from and let's remember the real enemy here.
Oh, that's actually really cool. That they kind of act like the glue between all of the very separate, distant factions of the Eldar. Because obviously Craftworld and Drukhari probably aren't big fans of each other. Exodites are off doing, I guess, prehistoric shit with their laser dinosaurs. But it's kind of cool that they go to all of them and perform little plays about what happened to them. And maybe not to be excessive as they were before because, Slaanesh.
Yeah, and in fact, when war is bad enough, those Harlequins can be called upon for aid in temporary alliances with their other Eldar cousins. Often, in fact, very often the Harlequins are so confusing and creepy and weird that trying to backstab them is just a great way to get a knife in your throat.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a very bad idea.
I think the only person who has ever attempted to backstab the Harlequins is Asdrubal Vecht, Supreme Overlord of Kamarag.
Of course. If anyone would try it, it would be Vecht.
It would be Vecht. I don't know if he succeeded or not. I don't know. With Vecht, who goddamn knows. But actually, though, that being said, ever since the Great Rift, which is the term for Abaddon cracking Cadia and breaking open the Eye of Terror, ever since the Great Rift, more and more Eldar are just straight up disappearing into the webway, actually joining the Harlequins. The Harlequins' numbers are currently growing, and the Eldar themselves, the Craftworld, Drukhari, and so on, kind of want to know why. Why is everyone leaving to go to the Eldar? All the Eldar leaving to go to the Harlequins.
Because the Harlequin sounds like a much better deal.
Well, and this is where shit actually gets really interesting. So, do you know what the Black Library truly is, besides what GW uses to sell books, which is actually a pretty intelligent branding idea?
I was actually going to ask you that, like, in the beginning when you said they were the keepers of the Black Library. I was like, what the fuck is that, other than a place where I wasted $40 on a book that was already on Audible because people told me it was already out. Not bitter about it, just saying. Yeah, I have no idea what the Black Library actually is, other than I'm assuming a spooky library that has a bunch of creepy tomes in it that talk about Eldar stuff.
You sound bitter about it.
Shut up. I just said I wasn't bitter about it.
Oh, you're right. You weren't bitter about it. Sorry.
Yeah,
what a silly joke.
No, yeah.
What a silly joke. Cegorach would have laughed. So the Black Library is like a craft world, so to speak. I use that term very loosely, a big arc, basically. But it is entirely within the webway. And in order to get to the Black Library, you basically need to stare into madness itself. You need to navigate the mind-crushing labyrinth that is the webway. It is nigh impossible to map out the webway properly, and it is triply impossible to find the damn Black Library. Twists and turns imagine Dark Souls, but every wall is invisible, but you're not even playing the right game. You're trying to find the Black Library, and you're playing Dark Souls 1, and every wall is a damn invisible wall, and the game turns off periodically, but guess what? The Black Library is in Dark Souls 3! Like, you don't even...
boy.
It's fucking impossible to get through there unless you're a Harlequin, where it's assumed that every Harlequin knows how to get to the Black Library.
Okay.
Inside the Black Library is all of the Eldar's collective knowledge. All of it. Even the souls and minds of people kept in like a weird stasis so that if you were to let them out, if you could handle their mental whatever, you could know what they knew. Everything. And we're talking everything. The true nature of the Catan and Star Gods. The actual answer to how the Chaos Gods got birthed. All knowledge in the universe is stored here.
That is a pretty significant site then. Damn.
This is everything.
Has a human ever been to the Black Library? Because it's got to be nigh impossible for a human to somehow get there.
Yes, they have.
Ooh, yeah?
A couple, actually.
Okay. Did they steal anything?
No, so there have been a couple Inquisitors and a notable Sister of Battle that have gone into the Black Library under the guise and caution of the Harlequins themselves.
Okay.
So they kind of shepherd them into the Black Library and allow them to either learn of something or leave with a piece of information or whatever, so that to take back to the Imperium in order to kind of assist the Eldar in their fight against chaos. Example, there is a Sister of Battle known as Ephrael Stern, who is the #1 proponent of protein and gains.
All right. So she's buff as shit. Cool. Good to hear.
Damn it, Shy! I was getting to the Ahriman part. God damn it! Damn it, Shy! You spoiled him.
Hey, Snape kills Dumbledore.
Damn,
he was gonna be so excited about Ahriman being in this episode.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Ahriman's there.
What are you doing, Shy?
My God, Shy!
Oh man!
Oh my God! I'm so disappointed.
What a gremlin!
I cannot believe she fucking. Oh my God! Spoiled it.
She spoiled it in chat for me, everyone.
So,
God.
Ephrael Stern is known as the heretical saint because she's like a psyker, but she's not.
How does that work?
I don't know. I think she's a psyker, but in game she doesn't play as a psyker. She's like I don't know. I think she's supposed to be a psyker. That's what she looks like. She's dope as shit.
Ooh, she is dope as shit. She looks like a psyker.
But the idea is that psychers are hated in the Sisters, right?
Naturally.
Though she actually has a model, and this guy is name is Kiganel. He is her Harlequin bodyguard. So when you actually play Sisters of Battle, you run the two of them together.
That link doesn't work that you put in chat.
Oh shit!
I want to see what he looks like. I want to see what they look like.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, Harlequin without a mask. All right. Ooh, that's a very cool model with all the little sort of digitized squares under him. That's very cool. Oh, I like that a lot.
Very webway-like. Now, in Emperor Text-to-Speech, she's in it for a very short period of time, and they decide to draw her incredibly buff.
Damn, she looks great. Holy snap.
So when in the Emperor Text to Speech series, Cegorach is actually a pretty common character, and the idea is that he's just keeping the Black Library, and she busts out and she's like, "Fucking alien, where's my protein? I require nourishment. If you want to reach peak performance like me, this Xenos food isn't working." So.
All right.
That's half the meme you'll hear about Ephraim Sturm. But
TTS
her
reference, got it.
TTS reference. But her and a large majority of other Inquisitors that have gone into the Black Library are under the guidance of the Harlequins, telling them to go here and there and nowhere else. Because, they have some information they want to bring back to the Imperium to help deal with chaos.
Right.
However, the other thing, and we'll get to Ahriman at some point, is that at the heart of the Black Library, at the dead center, there is a silver-lit vault. And in there is a tome. And on that tome has the writings of Cegorach himself. And it's been sealed shut since the fall of the Eldar, covered in chains of light. Now, it says, and I quote from the wiki here, "A fallen sorcerer seeks the lore of the library. A king stirs in his court of death and silence, preparing to rise once more. Within madness's eye, the champion of the ruinous powers prepares to seize a realm long denied. As the signs have come to pass, so the bands of light about the tome have flickered and died." So with each of these things happening, a strand of light has been removed. Okay. And now the tome is finally open. Ever since the fall of Cadia and the Great Rift, the tome is now open. And inside of it is Doge Van Dyer's wiki feat page. You fucking knew it was. It was coming the whole time, DK. It was coming the whole time. It's 400 pages of feat. It's all fucking feat, DK.
I hate it here.
Good.
Oh man, do I hate it here. Oh boy, that's
actually
a letdown, but yeah.
A bit of a letdown. A bit of a letdown.
Bit of a letdown. Doge Van Dyer feet pics? Who cares?
Dude, that's like the Holy Grail.
It's the Holy Grail.
It's the Holy Grail.
It's all of his edited works in there.
The Eldar look at this tome and they're like, "I can kill chaos." I'm going to kill chaos. They never leave the library.
Like, I need to also review these feet pics for science.
Bullshit. Plays Limp Bizkit on phone. Walks away.
Bullshit. Wasn't Limp Bizkit on his phone anyway in that meme?
Was it not Limp Bizkit?
No. Everybody thinks it's Limp Bizkit, but it's not.
What is it?
I don't know. It's just some in-house Square Enix band.
Oh, it sounds like Limp Bizkit.
It does. It's reminiscent of Limp Bizkit, but it's fucking not. I would know Chester's voice.
That man.
I'm a dork. I listened to Linkin Park every day on the way home from school because I was a lonely nerd.
Wait, I thought Linkin Park was Chester. I thought Limp Bizkit was what?
Oh, well, right. No, you're right. I got them mixed
up. What the fuck, DK?
Park and Limp Bizkit mixed up. Never mind.
How did you get Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit mixed up?
Because we started half an hour earlier and I haven't slept enough. And I got the L names mixed up. Okay?
The only person taking an L here is you.
Also, Fred Durst way more cringe than whoever was on that track in the meme.
Fred Durst is extremely cringe.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, continuing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now that the tome is finally open and the feat pics have been expunged, the Harlequin Shadowseers read something known as the Final Act. And this Final Act is a galaxy-spanning event, a performance, a galaxy-spanning performance, and it's written by Cegorach in light and shadow to trick Slaanesh into not destroying the Eldar race, but in fact saving them. It is a great jest, a great joke written by Cegorach himself.
Damn.
And by doing so...
That's such a big deal. Like, that's huge.
It will make it so that Slaanesh will no longer be able to steal their souls, and in fact, it will save their race from extinction. That is the final act. And that's why people are joining the Harlequins en masse, because while the final act is infuriatingly vague, because of course it is.
Of course. Yeah.
But the Harlequins would rather try and face destruction, so, even if they have a slight hope of doing so.
Oh yeah, that I would absolutely believe that like Eldar from every group, whether you're Craftworld, Drukhari, or Exodite, would hear about this thing opening and be like, oh yeah, I'm joining the Harlequin, because like we could potentially fuck over Slaanesh and save our entire race. Like that's way more important than our petty squabbles with like Xeno scum or the doopy ass humans. Like of course you'd want to join the Harlequins and try and like make the final act happen. It saves your goddamn race and it fucks over Slaanesh, who every Eldar hates. Cause duh.
I love how you say the Xenos and derpy ass humans as if they aren't also Xenos to Eldar.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess Eldar would see humans as Xenos too, and
Oh,
whatever.
you Imperial.
Oh, you Imperium Xeno scum.
No. But besides that, there is the person, the fallen sorcerer who seeks the lore of the library is indeed Ahriman. Ahriman's biggest goal is to get into the Black Library. I think there's a couple reasons why, but I think he wants to undo the curse to the Thousand Suns.
That I was gonna
mainly
say, like,
feet picks. He can't get real
mainly
feet picks because it's all just dust.
Yeah, all is dust, so you can't have, feet picks. It's just like, I tried to take feet picks, but it's just a pile of dust. But, yeah, I was going to say, Ahriman wanted to go to the Black Library. It seems like he'd want to do it to make everybody not dust anymore and reverse the curse. Because I think Magnus is pretty fucking pissed that he did it in the first place. So I would imagine, yeah, he'd want to find a reverse the curse spell or something in there.
But of course, as a servant of Tzeentch, the Harlequins want him gone, gone, gone.
Yeah, I bet they want nothing to do with that asshole.
Yeah, so naturally I think he got in.
Oh,
I
wow,
think he was
really?
actually able to get into the library, but he was forced out by the Harlequins shortly after.
Damn. How'd he get in?
He found his way.
Damn, Ahriman?
Ahriman's got a big fucking brain, man. That man's got the biggest brain out there.
Agreed. I know that. I know he's a hella psyker. He just forked his way through the webway and was just like, yeah, I found the Black Library. No big deal.
I mean, no, not no big deal. He's been trying to do this for a fucking while.
It's just
He's been
trying.
It's
kind of crazy that he actually did it. With how absolutely impossible it sounds to find the Black Library without the aid of the Harlequins, that he did it in his lifetime. Well, he's not dust. Anyway, that he did it in his lifetime is kind of impressive.
Ahriman got big brain.
Yeah, apparently.
Big brain.
He's Megamind.
Megamind.
Megamind. I've never actually seen that movie, but I know the memes, sort of.
It's actually really good.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. But besides that, that's kind of where the Harlequins are at the current moment. Preparing for their final act to deal with Slaanesh and also gaining numbers and going around killing people and all that stuff. But let's talk a little bit about the Harlequin troops themselves.
Let's do it.
And their war gear. So again, in the beginning, I remember the Harlequin players, a troop, a singular troop is a natural, like the classic Harlequin, the normal thing in them. A Shadowseer is a Harlequin psyker who are entirely centered around fear and confusion, who use the manipulation of the mind as their weapon. Like they basically turn the enemy's six senses, or five senses, I guess they could create a sixth sense if they feel like it, against them. They will blind their eyes, driving them mad, gouging massive wounds of like PTSD in their brains.
Oh, God.
They're also like breathing themselves in veils of illusion and trickery and mastery. They got some really good abilities on the tabletop. They got like some strange like hallucinogenic grenades, which are kind of crazy. But they do stuff like they reduce the range of your weapons, which is very bizarre. Like they get like pulled out. They got some weird shit on the tabletop. It's pretty dope.
They look really cool too. With they've got kind of like a almost a Cobra Commander vibe going on with sort of the mirrored mask and the shroud, sort of like a jester Cobra Commander deal. And I kind of love it. I kind of like the way the I kind of like the way they look. Oh, that is a really dope mini, too, that they have. Damn, they're really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to paint them, but yeah.
Oh, God, all the checkerboard? Fuck that. And it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect checkerboard, right?
Yeah, they don't do Goth's checkerboards.
Do people just stencil that shit on?
Normally, with like an airbrush.
I was gonna say that's gotta be like just the easiest way to do it. Just get yourself a really precise stencil, lay that shit on, and just.
There's also the Death Jester I told you about earlier. The Death Jesters are also known as Death Heads. Are actually one of the few units in the Harlequins that use a heavy weapon.
Okay.
Because they're so
that
damn
big
fast.
scythe gun, right?
Yeah, they want to be fast and they want to move fast. They decide they're normally not using heavy weapons. Death Jesters do. They have something called a Shrieker Cannon.
Okay.
And a Shrieker Cannon is a trademark weapon of them, as Death Jesters can only create and maintain them. Oh. And instead of firing like a hail of projectiles like a shuriken cannon, it fires one shot. But the shot has a virulent acid that causes the victim's blood vessels themselves to expand violently, which will cause their body to create a small explosion that shower the rest of their squad with pieces of their companion, hence the name Shrieker Cannon, making them shriek and freak the fuck out.
Holy shit, that's dark.
Yeah.
That Shrieker Cannon is dark. Are we sure that Malgan Ra wasn't at one point one of these Death Jesters? Because they look so similar aside from his armor. Are we sure that it? Like,
I don't know anything about the Craftworldy boys.
Okay, because it's just the similarities seem so very apparent that I don't like. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going with the units. Well, whenever we do end up doing a Phoenix Lords episode, you know.
They're actually a little bit odd, these Death Jesters. They stand apart from their Harlequins, where they play death in the mask, and thus basically they walk aloof, quote unquote, from their brother, like literally quote unquote from their brethren. They perform really daring stunts and escapology. The idea of like dicing with death, as they're fond of saying.
Okay.
They're a little cruel, kind of a little Camarite kind of people, where often they like making funnies, where they wait for an entire squad to think they're safe in a bunker, and they fire one shot through like the door of the bunker and have a guy explode in the bunker, and then just muffly in the background you hear screaming, and they're like funny.
That's so fucked up.
In sating their kind of morbid amusement, they've been known to dress up unconscious foes in the charred skin and bone of their fallen comrades.
Oh.
They arrange the bodies in funny positions.
Oh, that's so fucked up. That's funny. Oh no, I don't.
They're weird.
I don't like the whole desecration of the dead thing. That's not nice.
But it's funny. It's funny ha-has.
Sure, it could be worse. You could be caught by a Night Lord.
Or, well, yeah, I guess.
Or any chaos faction.
Or Drukhari in general.
Ooh, yeah, you could be a sofa. You could be a sentient sofa for all of eternity. Ugh.
So the other one, and probably the coolest one in my opinion, is something known as a Solitaire. Solitaire, like the game, Solitaires.
Like the game, yeah. I assume they work alone.
They do. They roam the universe alone for most of their life, occasionally joining a mask for a single performance or battle if they fancy it. Mm-hmm. They look a little different between their coat and their particular like devilish looking helmet. I think Solitaires look by far the coolest out of all the Harlequins. The thing is that the Solitaires are, unlike other Harlequins, their souls are actually doomed to be devoured by Slaanesh.
Oh, really?
Unless the Laughing God decides to, I don't fucking know Eldar shit, Eldar fuckery. Though unless the Laughing God deems it to intercede and try to stop it personally. But often the Solitaire, because of this, distance themselves from other members of their troop, or when they're with a troop. And it is considered very bad luck to exchange words with a Solitaire.
Right.
They never show.
Oh, go
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, DK, you go.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I was gonna say, so the reason that they are solitaire is because they're doomed, and they don't really want to converse with the people that are not doomed, and their soul isn't necessarily gonna go to Slaanesh. So they feel like they're more distant than their brothers, and obviously, nobody wants to talk with them because they're doomed. They don't want to get like the taint of Slaanesh on them or something.
It's a superstition. Yeah, it's considered a curse if you speak with them.
Gotcha.
In fact, but they actually act a lot like blanks in a weird way.
I was about to ask you if they're like Eldar blanks, if they're like Harlequin blanks.
See, I don't know anything about Eldar blanks because it's a genetic defect based on the humans. But if I read the excerpt here, it literally says, psychers of every race, even other Eldar, are known to be very depressed in the presence of a solitaire. The mental landscape of a solitaire is obviously disturbing to them. Psychic attacks on solitaires will almost always fall short, and weapons which attack the enemy's mind, such as the Nero Disruptor, will simply have no effect. They sound like Eldar blanks.
They sound like Eldar blanks. That's exactly what they sound like. Shai also said they're doomed because they play the role of Slaanesh herself in the play.
Yeah, once again, I was about to get to that, but fucking Shai spoiled it again. I was literally about to read that sentence.
Does Shai have your notes or something?
Apparently, she has my script.
That's the second time Shai has blown a big reveal. Damn,
yes,
Shai.
They are the only ones who can play the role of Slaanesh in the plays. They are the only ones allowed to.
That makes sense, because I assume nobody else would want to do it because superstition, like, Slaanesh is the worst, we all hate Slaanesh, none of us want our souls to go to Slaanesh, so why not get the doomed fuckers to do it, because they're going to Slaanesh anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a superstition that goes along with it as well, like, you don't want to play as Slaanesh because, you know... That's, and of course they have their different kinds of vehicles. They have Skyweavers, Starweavers, and Void Reavers, which are all just variants of the kind of like Drukhari vehicles a little bit. They look very similar.
Like the skiffs.
The skiffs. They have their own skiffs. Okay. As for their actual gear, they have something called a Holo-suit, which is what they wear. And instead of thick armor plates, they use a psychically advanced bodysuit, which transforms the Harlequins into a dazzling blur, which is kind of the reason why they paint themselves the way they do. It is a hollow field that that completely removes their silhouette, and it makes them into like a fractal light storm when they move. They are a blur of prismatic color.
Oh, sick! That sounds dope as hell.
They're nearly impossible to hit because they're moving like an entity of color, of rainbow moving at a time because you just can't see the fuckers.
Oh, that sounds so sick.
It's really dope.
That. So that's why they have the checker board stuff?
It's to help, it's to add more to it. It's to help with it.
Oh, that's so fucking dope.
Their mask themselves is something known as an agaith. Agaith, agaith. It is, or also known as a false face. It is a small holographic device, actually worn like a mask, and it projects demonic visages and scenes of death onto the mask, and it even has a short-range psychic amplifier to increase the enemy's sensitivity to fear and death. Some of the masks, like dread masks, will often have the enemy's worst fears displayed on the mask when they find out through their mask's ability. They have the Rictus mask, which is an aura of death, masks of fear. It's to project some of the most horrifying things to the person while they are currently in combat. This is definitely,
that's so smart.
This is definitely it's definitely like an Oni yokai kind of thing here with the mask of adjusting faces. What's that old fucking like 3 mask horror story thing where they has like a smiling mask, an angry mask, and like a sad mask, and like kind of twists.
Oh shit, I don't know specifically. For some reason, Ashura comes to mind, but I don't think that's what it is. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know the imagery you're talking about, yeah.
They also have something called a flip belt, which is a anti-gravity generator keyed to the mental command of the wearer, which makes them basically able to jump and fly over anything that isn't a skyscraper. It basically is just like gravity, never heard of it, bling.
That's very handy.
It's very handy.
Especially since they're already so goddamn quick, if they can just turn off gravity for a little bit and just jump as high. That's... Damn. Okay. Okay.
Shai says it's a WWE title belt, and it is. If you notice on their waist, it literally is a belt. Like on that picture you see up there.
You know how I know it's not a WWE title belt?
Why?
It isn't horribly designed. That's how I know it's not a title belt from WWE. Have you seen those gaudy-ass pieces of shit that they make these? It's terrible!
It was me, Slaanesh.
It was me
all along, Slaanesh.
It was Slaanesh that hit them with the car. By God! By God!
It was actually Can you imagine Cegorach behind the wheel? It was me, Austin. Hits him with the car.
It was me all along. Yep. Okay.
Now, some of their weapons, though, are fucking nuts.
Oh, I bet.
So, there's
if
a couple
this is what
things.
their armor is like, their weapons have got to be nuts.
Well, for example, they have something called like the Star Bola, which is 3 plasma charges at the end of a mesh weave of cords. And once it's hurled in the scything arc, tangling its target before its plasma charges explode with the fury of a dying sun.
Whoa! Whoa! They have a supernova weapon.
I mean, it's more
What
like
the fuck?
heat. The heat of the grenades are really hot, you know, not like it actually blows up like a star, but
Well, you said it was like a dying star. That's a fucking supernova.
the fury of the star, whatever.
Oh, okay, fine. Still, that's pretty fucking wild.
They have fusion pistols, which are cause the molecules of a target to hyper vibrate, generate so much heat that their target bursts into flames before suddenly liquefying and then evaporating into gas form.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That is... Oh my God. That's a hell of a pistol. Holy shit.
The Misstave is a Shadowseer weapon, and it channels their mental force to crush armor plates and shatter bones. But against living victims, a glancing blow will cause scrambles of perceptions, giving them contradictory illusions and reducing sight to a slow motion blur.
Oh, wow. It's a barber pole.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a little barber pole.
It's a peppermint stick.
Now, one of the nuttiest ones, I'd say, is the Harlequins' Kiss.
Okay.
The Harlequins' Kiss is the most iconic weapon, sometimes also just called the Sting. It is super horrifying. It is a sharpened tube attached to the forearm, and it can be punched into the enemy's flesh, where high tensile monofilament wires contained within the weapon uncoil and reduce the target's insides to a gory soup in a single heartbeat.
Oh God.
So they stab you with it, and it goes like, and then your entire insides just mush.
Oh wow. That's...
It's literally a blender.
Oh my God, it just blends your insides, huh? And you just, oh God, that sounds really, really painful. Oh God, so it's just like these metal wires that come out and just start blending inside you? Essentially?
It's literally like, imagine you left a fire hose on, but imagine that with about like 2,000 tiny little molecular sized metal wires.
Oh God, it's awful. It's awful.
It's awful.
Awfully great.
There's also a couple of relics called the Enigmas of the Black Library. There's the Mask of Secrets, which is people who look upon the mask see distorted reflections of their own faults and failings. The slightest doubt or regret twisted into a horrific swarm of phantasms that scream and wail as they claw at the psyche of the victim. Those who wear the Mask of Secrets fear nothing while the mask remains upon their face, yet it is said in the long run they must pay a terrible price for this temporary boon.
I would imagine there is you'd have to pay a hefty price, because that sounds pretty OP. even the slightest doubt is reflected in. Ooh, yeah,
Mhm.
I love the idea that their masks reflect their opponent's worst fears. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot very it-like, you know?
Yeah, that's so dope. I'm loving the Harlequins, by the way.
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about. I was about to end the episode, but yay!
Oh!
Yay!
Oh, I thought you had more artifacts, but hey, yes!
I mean, sure. All right, here's the crescendo. The Masterwork Shuriken pistol, first bestowed upon the true master of the Veiled Path. It was a gift gifted by the Wanderer of the Webway, who members of the mass claim was none other than the Laughing God himself. When the pistol's trigger is pulled, micro distortion engines engage in its housing. The effect is to step the crescendo's wielder slightly ahead of time, accelerating the weapon and wielder alike and allowing an impossible volley of firepower to be unleashed.
Whoa. So that gun literally is like a timey-wimey bullshit? And speeds you forward? Wow, that's pretty fucking great.
It's a timey-wimey bullshit.
It's timey-wimey bullshit. It sends you into the future and impossible hail of bullets. I'm assuming that's why it's called a crescendo.
There's
Okay.
they have the Neurodisruptor, beams of energy that burn away tissue instantly, but if they get hit by it, they have no sign of injury except for their sudden, immediate, violent convulsions as they tumble to the floor and start seizing up.
Oh god, okay. Jesus.
Yeah, there's some shit.
The Harlequins are wild. Oh my god. I mean, even if they didn't have the final act that could, like, save all of the Eldar from Slaanesh, I would still, if I was an Eldar, I'd still want to join because they are fucking dope. They're badass, dude. All these crazy weapons, all their crazy armor, anti-grav belt, dope-ass mask that, portrays your victim's fear on it, and you got that wild suit that turns you into just a blister of colors. Yo, the Harlequins are dope.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. The Harlequins have a really dope aesthetic. They've got some really dope stuff. It just sucks that they have a grand total of about 9 models, and that's it.
Oh, why do they only have 9 models? Is it just because GW doesn't like money? Because like from everything I've seen so far, like the Harlequin should be selling like hotcakes.
So, well, okay. So for one, Harlequins are an incredibly weird, like army. They play very bizarre, and honestly, they're not very fun to fight. Because they're fun to play as, but the idea is that they fuck with you. They don't play by your rules. They have their own rules. And while it doesn't make them overpowered or anything, it does make them very, like, annoying at times because it's their shtick, which I guess is more accurate, but whatever. But they have like the Shadowseer, the Troop Master, the Death Jester, the Solitaire, and then the vehicles and the regular troops, and that is all they have for data sheets.
Damn.
In fact, they have 0 named characters except for one. His name is Kiganel, and you take him with sisters because it's the Ephrael Stern one.
Damn. Well, that's unfortunate.
They're not even getting a codex in the next thing. They're being worked into the Eldar codex with Craftworlds.
Oh boy, that's. Do you foresee them ever getting their own shtick and like? Because like, are they really? Do Warhammer fans really like the Harlequins? And is there any chance that because there's so many Harlequin fans that in the future, lots of Harlequin shit, or is it just like, nah, they're just gonna forever be a side note?
There is a lot of... Harlequins are probably one of, if not the least played army in the game. Due into fact because of how hard they are to paint, how weird they are to play, and how few minis there are. But Harlequin fans are big fans of Harlequins. I'm assuming that maybe they're putting them all together in the book because maybe the Craftworlds and Harlequins are getting a little bit together to start doing the final act a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But that is wishful thinking, and we'll see when the codex actually comes out.
Okay.
Besides that, that's all I got for you.
Cool.
Harlequins. I'm saving some of the masks for a separate episode. We could talk about specific Harlequin masks later. But
Okay.
for now, that's that. We're done for today.
We're done for today. That is a good.
We're done.
I dare say I am now a fan of the Harlequins.
Have I done it? Have I made you an Eldar fan?
You have made me specifically a fan of the Eldar Harlequins. They sound fucking dope. I literally loved everything about them.
I love how
There was
you were
nothing-
like, "Don't push your luck, kid."
There was nothing about this episode that I was like, damn, Harlequins are cool. Damn, that Harlequin thing is cool. Oh shit, this other Harlequin thing is really cool too. I dare say I'm a Harlequin fan now.
Well, all right. We made a Harlequin fan out of DK. Episode complete. Strength returning. Morale, good.
Wow, well said. Just, whew.
Wait a minute. You actually like most Eldar. You like the Drakari, not the
Actually,
dinosaur ones.
I think I do actually just like the Eldar in general.
I made you an Eldar fan.
I think you did. The
No!
Well, the Exodites are super cool because they're just finding fucking dinosaurs. The Drakari are. We both agree that the Drakari are really cool with all their factions.
Fuck.
I don't remember if I like the Craftworld or not.
I hate you.
Well, fuck you.
I hate you. Why?
Sorry,
You were the
this is your
chosen
fault.
one.
You're the one that gave me all the cool lore about them. This is
You're
your
meant to
fault.
destroy the craft worlds, not join
Not
them.
join them.
You know what? Fuck you. The only named Harlequin you have is from my army. Get shit on, fucker.
I don't care. Everything else they have is really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Honestly.
Give me that Harlequin kiss and
Give me that.
it is my
Harlequin.
opinion. It's the Imperium who is evil. Then you are lost. Anyway, we
Clussy.
won't recite all of. Oh my God, you're such a bitch. Do the outro. Let us go home.
Clussy.